You ready?
Yeah.
All right. And then, do you think is that mic angle fine?
Oh
You
yeah,
think?
you want it to be like about like this
Right
close.
here.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
all right, perfect. Just making sure. We had whenever Rose was on here, Rose was like barely talking,
Yeah.
and so like some of the audio was like a
Messed
little
up.
fucked up with
But
it. But all right, we'll get started. All right. So today we got with us one of my former teammates, Gavin Pfannenstiel, who in high school played outside linebacker. Prior to that, played safety. So I had a transition there. Who just recently committed to Coffeyville for football, where he'll be playing DB or Dodge
Oh.
City. My fault. Okay, all right. You know, let's scratch that. My fault. Today we have with us Gavin Pfannenstiel, who is a former teammate of mine from Derby. Played outside linebacker there. Prior to that, safety, and just committed to Dodge City for safety, and did a little bit of everything at Derby from a young age. And on top of that, was a multi-sport athlete. So yeah, thanks for giving us some of your time today. I'm glad,
yes, sir. Yes,
glad
sir.
we finally got to make it work. And we've been talking about it for a minute since we started this up. So
Yes, sir.
I'm glad we got to. So I guess to start out, obviously being, or what was that process for kind of in recruiting, choosing Dodge City over some of the other schools that you had interest in?
Really, it was just the coaching staff and like the not the environment, because I mean, JUCO, it's gonna be hard no
Yeah.
matter where you go, and it's not somewhere where you want to be for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was looking for a home,
Hmm.
but I was looking for a place where I could go to get out of the quickest.
Yeah.
I feel like Dodge just had the perfect opportunity for me.
Yeah.
That aspect.
So
I think nowadays with the new rules, and we'll probably talk about that. Guys.
I heard that shit clicking.
Other ways. All right.
do this real
That
professional
position
here.
back.
You know,
That.
Okay.
I know Mark was like, yeah, no, this you got it all real professional as it took us like an hour to get him on.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. With the new JUCO rules, uh, I'm guessing that probably played a part in you trying to find a place to go and then get out of, because you're gonna have that's not gonna go against the rules are.
Is that right? Is it
What
those-
I know is that the JUCO like it's not going to count to my 4-year
Yeah.
eligibility.
Yeah.
That's what, as of now,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
Yeah.
But that definitely was a huge contributor into me picking
Yeah.
a JUCO, because I had that D2 offer.
Was it William Jewell?
William Jewell.
Yeah.
They got a new coaching staff up there. They're really cool, but like it's just that was not my type of school. It was very academic, and
Yeah.
I'm really going to play football. So
Yeah. So, like following, obviously you said you want to get out there as quick as possible. Is the idea to go to a D1 after that, or kind of just take it where the wind blows? You know?
Take it where the wind blows, but like
Yeah.
100%, that's my goal is
Yeah.
to go play D1 football.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If that's Power 5, then thank you. But like if it's FCS,
Yeah.
I'm gonna love to do that. And even if I have to go D2, like
Yeah.
at least if I get my school paid for
Yeah.
and I get to go play the sport I love, like that's what I want to do.
Yeah. So, what are you majoring in right now?
I'm
Or do you know
undecided.
yet?
I'm undecided. right now.
Undecided?
Yeah.
Are you leaning towards anything? Or
I mean, I really do like sales and like business and like selling stuff. Like I feel like I got knowledge on that, so
Yeah.
I want to get into something of that
Yeah.
yeah.
category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's one of those things. I think sales is like you gotta have a very specific personality,
Mhm.
and like be very good with talking with people. And I think it's a category that I mean, in a sense, you make your own paycheck, and having that type of opportunity, especially for somebody with the right mindset, like it's pretty of a high area to go into,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, Garrett, you're definitely the salesperson of this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, but I don't know. I feel like we all do our part, but so for Coffeeville or Dodge City, my fault. We were just chatting so much about Coffeeville.
Yeah.
But for Dodge City, you're going to play DB, right? Is that
Mhm.
going to be looking at like a safety position?
So it's like so I'm gonna play like a safety linebacker hybrid, kind of just like I did in high school at
Mhm.
Derby. I just I put on a lot of weight since last year. Like I ended last year at like 185 pounds,
Yeah.
190. Now I'm like 205 sitting.
Dang.
So it's like, and a lot of the weight I did put on was good weight.
Mhm.
So I know they were talking on my visit. They like their linebackers at 210,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I'm 205. Like,
Yeah.
so I might be playing more of a in the box safety position, nickel. You know what I'm? So that's what I'm looking for to go do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
And so, do you feel like kind of how you played at Derby has prepared you properly for that spot, or
100%. Like
yeah,
Derby is like, but they run it like a college program.
Uh-huh.
You get up at 6 a.m. every day to
yeah,
go lift, then go to school, and then they like the coaches tell you what to eat. Like
Yeah.
they put the right, they tell you how to get big. They give you the blueprint, and then
Yeah.
it's really on you to
yeah,
go make it happen. But then like after school, you go watch film,
mm-hmm.
then you go to practice,
Yeah,
and then you go home and you watch more film. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Derby really runs it like a college program, so I feel like that's gonna make it an easier adjustment.
yeah,
Like I understand coverages
uh-huh.
that maybe some kids that just played straight man to man their
Mhm.
whole time in high school won't
Yeah.
know. So I feel like I have a little bit of an advantage
Mhm.
going to a college because I'm kind of used to the
Yeah,
workouts, the film study, and all that.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
think it sounds like I mean, Derby's had a lot of good football players come out of there. It sounds like they run their program the right way.
Yeah, no,
You guys start out ahead of everybody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then through kind of back onto Derby, when you played, you obviously like my senior year, sophomore year, you took on a lot of a role, especially for a younger guy.
Yep.
Do you feel like kind of stepping into that spot at a younger age really helped you long term become kind of where you're at now?
100%, because like your class was stacked. Like
Mhm.
you guys had some dudes in
Yeah.
that class, and like just saying like my guy Ed, like having to go against him at practice as a sophomore safety.
Mhm.
I'm sitting back there. I have to go fill a gap that has Dylan Edwards in it, and
Yeah.
you know he can do it. Like he'll make you miss. Like
Yeah.
so it's just like, but going against someone like that, I'm like knowing that I'm not gonna have to see someone like that in a game, so I'm about to go make this play. So
Yeah.
like it gave me confidence in a sense. And then especially as I got older, I was like, I've been doing this. Like
Yeah.
there's not anything that's gonna really rattle me.
You know, and that was kind of one of those things. Like I remember me and Dylan talking going into senior year. It's like our whole life, like for me and him, like when we played for the Bears, it was a lot of playing up against older teams. And then it's like even at that college level, when you got the younger guys that play, you're always playing against the guys older than you. So
Yep.
finally, once you're the oldest guy, you're playing against guys younger than you.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
so it's kind of interesting to see that like what you can bring to the table against younger guys compared to where you've always been against older guys that have more time to develop and
Yep.
whatnot though. So being a younger guy that played for a little bit longer, and then as you got older, did you take on kind of like a leadership or like a mentor position?
100%. Like especially like so like my sophomore year when I played for a while and then I got hurt. I tore my List Frank and was done for the year. That's when the coaches told me that I was gonna move to linebacker. After that happened, and Garrett was he was one of the starting outside linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
So like you and Bowden really like
Mm-hmm.
took me in and kind of showed me the ways of like how to be a leader and stuff. Like I will give you guys that. Like
Yeah.
I don't think I would be like without you guys and helping me and stuff.
You know, I think Miles was a great
Miles was a great one
person
too.
there
Like
yeah.
like just great leadership. So I had great leaders around me when I was hurt. So then when I was able to come back for my junior year, I was able to just kind of fill your guys' shoes and step in on the defense and be that leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I remember like going out to the game that I went to this year, like you guys were popping kind of like I don't want to say old Derby was, but
Uh-huh.
you know, that was kind of like one of those conversations with us is like go hit some more, you know, like not everybody wanted to hit, you know.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like whenever I went out and watched you guys play, it was back to that popping, you know.
We literally preached, me and Easton, Jimmy, we
Mhm.
preached violence. Like
Yeah.
our coaches did, but like you know how our coaches are, they kind of just they teach us the basics, they get us right, but it's on us. They
Yeah.
really leave it to us to be leaders.
Yeah.
So we talked about our defense. We talked about giving up no touchdowns before the year. We wanted nothing scored on us.
Yeah.
That fell short the first game. We got scored on.
Yeah.
But we said, you know what? F it, like let's go get this. And then we became more violent because we
Yeah.
hated that feeling even getting scored on.
Yeah.
We were like, all right, every time we step on this field, someone's head is gonna get put off. Like that was our whole philosophy. And if you weren't with it, you weren't playing.
Yeah.
We would tell the coach, get his ass off the field because like
Yeah.
what are you here for if you're not trying to go kill somebody?
Yeah.
Like, football is a physical sport and you got to be real violent with it. You got to go to a different place, and that's what we wanted our whole defense to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, it worked for a long time this year.
Yeah. And you know, there was a lot of competition for spots this year. You know,
Oh.
like I felt like there were guys that might have not been starting every single game that like you go to any other school in the area and it's like that's gonna be like they're one of their
Star.
top guys, you know?
Like a guy I could say right now is Isaac
Hmm?
Nichols,
Yeah.
little safety.
Yeah.
He had Jimmy and Easton over him. Those are two kids that've been starting.
Yeah.
Easton since his sophomore year, Jimmy since last year, and he was like, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna get a lot of opportunity, but when he did get his opportunity,
Yeah.
he came in and shined.
Yeah.
If he was anywhere else, he would be a star player. So
Yeah.
it's just that's the thing with Derby. Our twos could go play at
Yeah.
other schools and be
You know,
stars.
yeah, and that was one of the things that I was thinking about, you know, back whenever I was there, like, you know, whenever I was playing scout team at a younger age, and then like whenever I was a two and like slowly working my way up, it's like some of those teams at twos could have beat, you know, 75% of those teams that we played, in all
Exactly.
honesty, you know,
Yep.
which is like it kind of shines for Derby as a program itself. It's kind of like damn, you know, like they got to be doing something right. But for me, kind of playing at two different programs, like I
Mhm.
played at Heights for a year, then played at Derby for my last three. I felt like the biggest differential was I feel like Heights was a lot more about popping, you know, and they kind of
Yeah.
preached that, which at that time we weren't at Derby whenever I was there. But Derby was so much more of a mental side, you know,
Yes.
like we're not having all that film study, required study hours. Then you have those required study hours, and you got guys like Miles Wash that, you know, we might have 8 required study hours on the week. Bro's watching 20.
20. Yeah.
And
Wow.
it's like, you know, kind of going that extra mile to separate you from everybody else. And like, especially as like a corner, like learning your receivers' releases or whenever they make a certain type of move, where are they going, you know?
Mhm.
And like so many little things that I feel like they preach so much that those players that were going to be exceptional kind of took and ran with a lot more,
For sure.
you know? And I really do feel like that's kind of what all those years has kind of made Derby one of those top caliber teams.
100%.
I think also that'll help you when you start playing at higher levels too, because everybody's going to be as strong as you. Everybody's going to be as fast as you. You got to be able to do those little things
Yeah.
to keep up with
The
everybody.
mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mental side of football is probably one of the most unspoke. Like they don't speak. You don't speak about the mental part of football,
Yeah.
but it's big. Even just like trusting the person next to you. That's a big thing with Derby.
Yeah,
It's like do
huge.
your 111th.
Yeah.
Like you remember hearing. I know you remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Do your 111th. So
Yeah.
like you got to do your job and trust
Yeah.
that the person next to you is going to do their job.
Yeah.
Because if one person messes up,
Mm-hmm.
that's a touchdown.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
it's like kind of just putting that into play. Whenever I was playing Panther, the weak side outside linebacker, you know, it's like you're setting the edge. You got the DN making a gap. You got to trust that linebacker is going to go in, fill
Feel
that
it.
gap free, you know, or take on the blocker, and then you know you got safety flying down. You know, like you just got to rely that everybody's going to do all their stuff.
And that's like the thing that I noticed with other teams that don't really do that. Like there's kids out there that just like they see the play that they can go make, so they go try to make that play.
Mm-hmm.
Say they miss that, then if they're outside contained, there's no one there anymore,
Yeah.
and then there's touchdown Derby. Like you just see that a lot as you play at Derby for a while. Like you understand the game more,
Yeah.
and like that's what I'm truly blessed to be in because like
Yeah.
that's gonna help me so much when I feel like I get to college. Like,
Yeah, and I can say that for me at least, obviously I didn't go to play college ball,
Mhm.
but I just watched football differently once
Yeah.
I graduated, especially after that senior year and taking on like a larger role than I ever had, you know.
mhm.
It was like whenever I would sit down and watch football, it was like, oh well, he gave up outside contain. Of course he's gonna go score on that, you know, and little
Exactly.
stuff like that too, which is like I never watched football like that, you know.
And like if it's zone coverage, but like so like there's zone, right? Maybe the corner has curl flat. Like say the corner's coming into a curl flat,
Mhm.
and that safety has to pick up the one receiver, and the receiver goes
Mm-hmm.
scores a touchdown. But that safety didn't get over. Everybody gonna blame the corner, like, oh, this corner just got baked. No, he was playing his zone. The safety didn't get over the top of it. So it's like there's certain stuff like that I watch now, especially like I almost try to do like film while I'm watching college games.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it's like I try to like figure out the scheme of their defense, what they're running,
Mm-hmm.
so like I can understand that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No,
'Cause,
for
like,
sure.
it's a lot more like advanced than like Derby does the basic coverages. Like we understand it all, but then colleges they do more
Yeah.
different stuff, but out of the same base. So it's
Yeah.
like if I can just figure out all the base formations and stuff, and then figure that out. But
Mhm.
I like to watch football and like really like dissect it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, I think it helps going to Derby's 6A, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps going to a bigger school and then going to college because, like, at these smaller schools, like maybe you got to beat out one person for your position.
Yeah.
When you get to college, you got to beat out 3-4 different guys, and at Derby, you got a bigger school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many guys did you guys have to beat out for position?
There's like 7 or 8
Yeah.
Sam outside linebackers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Like we would do those lines and of like our steps and then
Yeah.
shimmy or whatever,
Yeah.
like doing
Yeah.
our warm ups, and those lines would be like 6 deep of players.
yeah,
you
our
know?
warm up is like just it looks like a whole team right
Yeah.
there.
Seriously.
So
Just in Indy, like every single
Yeah.
position group is just loaded with
Yeah.
kids. So
yeah, and I think that helped you guys out because you're getting like it's making you work even harder because you got to beat out. You don't got to beat out one guy. You got to beat out all of these guys.
Yeah.
And when you get to college, like I said, I mean, that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
and like even at Derby, if you mess up, they'll take you out.
Mhm.
They'll put it. You mess up and you have a bad attitude about it, and then they can tell that you're down on it. They're gonna take you out and put a kid in. Maybe he's not as good as you, but hey, he's gonna do his job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll put him in over you
Sure.
anytime.
And you know, I remember my senior year, I had Peyton Neptune behind me, who he went in and he was a dog
Yeah,
whenever
Tuna. I
when
love
he
that
got
guy.
that spot, you know, and
Guy.
that was always like I love Peyton,
Mhm.
but that was always like a motivation factor. Like I got a guy right behind me that is a dog, you know,
Mhm.
like there's always that motivation of like you got to stay on top of your game, you know, to not lose what you got for you, you know.
And there's two sides of that too, because like my sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
I was grinding to take that starting spot. Like
Yeah.
the kid in front of me wasn't gonna do nothing to stop me.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you're a senior,
Mhm.
there's a sophomore that's just as hungry as you were
Yeah.
to get that spot. So it's like you can't just get
You can't
it's like-
settle.
yeah, you can't just you really gotta go
Mhm.
every day hard and that's what I'm prepared for college. Like I know, especially at JUCO, like I'm already talking to some kids out of state that had Georgia offers.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like some dudes, like there's some dudes.
Yeah.
So it's like I know I'm gonna have to come and show up and
Yeah.
be there, do my job. So I'm ready for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like another thing for some JUCO schools, especially whenever, because I talked to a lot of JUCOs whenever
Mhm.
I was getting recruited, was they like to put a lot of those younger guys that got it in them on special teams. Is
Yep.
that a role that you're kind of ready to take on if that's what's given to you?
100%. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know how Clark is.
Mm-hmm.
Special team starters stay
Yes.
on the field. If you're a defensive starter, you're on the field. The only time you're not on the field is offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a defensive starter at Derby, you are playing punt team. You're gonna be a guard on punt team blocking. You're like he puts the best players at all times on the field, and that's like. So I gotta go to JUCO and go be on kickoff and go be a smash dummy. I'll go do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's what it's gonna take. I'll do it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure. So then kind of moving or like staying on the Derby path, do you have any games that specifically stand out to you as a most memorable game or anything like that?
100%. I'm gonna name 2 from junior year.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the back-to-back. I think it was. Is it regional sectionals? Right? Is it regional sectional sub-state?
I think so, yeah.
Whatever after the first round of the playoffs.
Mhm.
Second round, we had to go play Manhattan.
Yeah.
And my sophomore year, they beat us at the crib.
Yeah.
They beat us in sub-state.
Yeah.
Bad blood with the Manhattans. We
Yeah.
played junior, they beat us the first game. So they're up 3 on us right
Yeah.
now. Like, oh, it was horrible. We have to go to their place. It's cold game.
Yeah.
Yo, we came out fierce. We just started not dominating because it was a good game the whole game. But
Yeah.
like as a defensive unit, we just felt like we were more physical than them and stuff, and that felt
Yeah.
great. Just to win that game just felt amazing. Knock Manhattan out, like that just felt great.
Yeah.
Then going to Washburn Rule. That
Mhm.
was the best team in the state.
Yeah.
Dude, they were big. I think their O-line averaged 6'4" across, 300. Like, they were big, bro.
Yeah.
These dudes were huge. Their running back, quarterback, they had those twin brothers, linebackers.
Yes.
One of them played running back.
Dogs.
Dogs. That was definitely the best team that we played.
Mm-hmm.
And that game, I had 18 tackles. So, like, in a sub-state game, and I had me and Jimmy had a goal line stand in the fourth quarter, like on the goal line. We hit that running back, the kid.
Yeah.
Smacked him at the goal line to stop him. And, like, that was just a great feeling to, like, be able to do that in a sub-state game and just dominate like that. Just felt great. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have had 2 state appearances.
Yep.
And you won it was freshman year, you say, or what year was it?
So freshman year we went, lost.
Yeah.
Sophomore year went to sub-state, lost. Junior year went to state, lost, and then this year we lost in sub-state.
For some reason, yeah, because we were talking about that. That's right.
Yeah.
That is
I never
crazy.
got one.
Does that Gardner Edgington state game? It was snowy, right?
Yep.
Like, so kind of give us like a rundown of like going through that, because you don't get a whole lot of snow games like that. And on top of that, like playing a snow game against a team that runs just flex bone
They
is
just run the ball.
terrible.
A whole week we knew it was gonna snow.
Yeah.
And Clark was just preaching that that it's derby weather. It's derby weather, right? So like we're kind of like, all right, like okay. And we come out to the pregame. It's not. There's no snow on the field. None.
Mhm.
It's sprinkling snow, but there's no snow on the field. So we're like, oh, this is straight. This is good for us actually because they're not going to be able to do their like flex bone passes because it's so like it's wet. But we're still going to be able to have our feet because it's like this. It's still turf.
Yeah.
Yo, we go back in, get our motivational speeches, the video that plays that they always play the video. And we walk out there, and I'm the last one out. Like, I was always the last one to walk out of the locker room. And I'm walking out, and it is just pitch white. Oh. It looks like a piece of paper. Like, it was just white. Yeah. The ground was white, everything. I was like, oh.
We'll throw a photo in there, too.
I was like,
it was crazy.
I was like, oh my, like this is about to be a game. Yeah. And we go out there and we're playing, and literally every single play, you just have clumps of snow in your cleats, and you just have to kick them out.
Yeah.
It's freezing cold, and of course us, like none of the defensive players had sleeves on or anything. Like we just tiger bombed it.
Yeah. And
went out. But like I do think, like all like they played a good game. Yeah. They played a good game. We messed up one time. And that costed us the game.
Yeah.
We had a busted in coverage, and they scored a passing touchdown. A flexbone team scored an 80-yard passing touchdown on us, and that was the one they beat us by 3.
Yeah.
That's the one play that I wish we could take back. Mm-hmm. But we played a good game. Props to them. Like they got us when they needed to. So
yeah.
But that was definitely an experience. Like I wish for like the state game it wasn't snowing.
Yeah.
But I can never forget that day because playing in the snow, it was fun. Like I will say, it was fun. But
how was the motive going into the next year with that?
That it was, especially for our class. So our class, I don't know if you noticed, but like Clark, so he used to always tell us like we're the down class, we're the class that just scrubs.
Yeah.
So we really took that personal, especially our defense.
Yeah.
Our defense was like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
Yeah.
We gonna show you, and we did. Like we really every day in the weight room, we held people accountable. Like you know how people miss summer workouts, and that wasn't happening. If you missed a workout, your ass is on the field doing 100 yards of bear crawl. Seniors are making it. No coaches are making them do it. It's us. Like even the freshmen. If a freshman misses, we are on the freshman because it's like, we want to bring that standard back to Derby. Like that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to leave our mark. Like we wanted to bring back because like we didn't win. But we wanted to bring that like culture back. Yeah. So, like, cause I feel like we kind of lost that a little bit, that winning, that just knowing that you go out there and you play your game, you're going to win. So we kind of just wanted to bring that back where it's like, we're Derby, like we're dogs, like you got to figure it out. So it was really motivational to lose that state game and then come back this year. So
Yeah. And so, kind of like we were talking about some of the things that might separate Derby and whatnot. Kind of want to get your opinion on this, but I felt like that there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff outside of like kind of tied in with the mental outside of film, but kind of like we had a culture coach.
Oh,
Like, what schools do you know that have that?
exactly. Like
You know?
Kevin is the coolest guy ever.
Yeah, he's
just
awesome. Yeah.
rich banker. He
Yeah.
like, created a bank somewhere in Kansas. Like he always comes in every Thursday before the games.
Hmm.
He loves Derby football, and he really like tries to teach us life lessons that like now that I'm like back in the time when I was in there, I was like, bro, like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like now that I really like it's done,
Mhm.
it's over, and I'm getting older, like I kind of think about it, and I'm like, yo, like he was right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he really was right about a lot of the stuff that he talks about. So
Yeah.
that is another thing, and like I feel like Derby just has a really good culture. Like
Mhm.
the players like each other.
Hmm.
Like we all hang out outside of football. Like I still hang out. Like you was a senior when I was a
Yeah.
sophomore. Like you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we're
And,
still friends. So
you know,
it's
and
like-
there's freshmen that I'm still friends with too. You know?
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
you know, I feel like there's some bonds that are taken, you know, and I feel like there's a lot of respect between everybody. Like the
Mhm.
older guys respect the younger guys respect the older guys, and like everything in between, you know.
And it's not like a hazing thing where it's like the upperclassmen are just gonna haze
Yeah.
the hell out of the younger.
Yeah.
No, the upperclassmen are really trying to be cool with these younger kids to figure like to make them better. Like you know what I mean? And I think that's really what helped me is because like I was nervous to come to Derby because like I was like, yo, like I don't know what's going on here. Like they're just super good at football, and like I thought it was just gonna be like upperclassmen just being assholes, but like it was actually like
Yeah.
the opposite. Like
Yeah.
some of the upperclassmen that were seniors and juniors when I was a freshman and sophomore are my best friends now. Like
Yeah.
it's dope how like Derby can do that, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, and one of those, or I guess there's out of everything, one tradition that or obviously the Thursday night meetings with
Yeah.
Kevin Chase really stood out to me, and I was in the same boat. You know, I was like, there would be times where it was like, you know what, like damn, I'm trying to go home and go to sleep, you know, and
I
it's
got a
like
game tomorrow.
it's like go to sleep, dream, and whatever Clark would say, go
make a movie.
make a movie, make a movie. There it is, yeah. You know, and there's some stuff like that was very cool. But
Mhm.
I thought that the dinners that we would have every Thursday night together, I thought that was awesome. You
Yep.
know, a good chance for the guys to bond. You know,
Tuesday dinners
yes,
at the house at the players'
yes,
houses.
yeah,
Like we would
those
have,
were huge. I forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
so we would have like defense, like you have starting defense and seniors.
hmm
So like the starting defense and the seniors that maybe don't start but
Mhm.
they're on the team will all eat on a Tuesday at one of the players' houses.
yeah,
That was like the funnest thing ever. Like I spent my sophomore year at Sammy's house, like
yeah.
and his mom
Yeah,
made all that African food.
Yes,
like,
it was
yo,
so fun,
that
man.
was so fun.
We're downstairs watching. I think we were watching basketball down
Yeah,
here. Yeah,
That was just so fun to do that.
for sure. And like I just don't think that is a commonality
Yeah.
everywhere. You know,
Every week we're eating team meals with each
Mhm.
other. Like we're always like during football season at Derby, you're together.
Yeah.
You wake up at 6 a.m., go
Yeah.
to weights. Like
it's like 12 hours a day.
You're with these
together.
kids,
At
so-
least 12 hours.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like these kids like they're your brothers. Like
Mhm.
at the end of the day. So it's like and that makes you better on the football field because you're able to go
Yeah.
be a dog on the football field.
Also, I think what you're talking about is being able to trust your teammates. I
Mhm.
think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that like all that bonding really
Yeah.
does bring that in, you know.
And
Yeah.
if anything ever happened outside of football
Mhm.
and I'm with my teammates, I trust them to have my back. Like that's
Yeah.
the big thing is like you got to trust the people next to you with you at
Yeah.
all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and kind of tying in with some of that, you know, I would say as an older guy, obviously again didn't go and play. There is definitely a sense of like brotherhood gone
hmm
after that, which was something that I struggled with a lot, you know,
Yeah.
because it was like my whole life. It's like you're surrounded with all these teammates from football to baseball,
Yeah.
whatever it was that I was doing, you know.
Mhm.
And then I get to college my freshman year, and I was doing WSU Tech on my gen ed, so it's like I'm just doing school with my friends that are still left behind that haven't gone to gone out of state for college or out of Wichita for college, you know.
Mhm.
And it's like there truly is a sense of loneliness, you know.
Yeah.
And that was something that me and Coach Weetrick talked about.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, yeah, he was like, in all honesty, with the situation you're in, he was like, I would seriously recommend if you decide not to go play ball, go do something like the military or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, man, you're crazy. I'll be
Yeah.
fine. But then it was like, that like really hit me, you know? And it hit me a lot harder than I really thought it would, in all
Yeah.
honesty, which is kind of what got me into Greek life at WSU, you know,
Yeah.
kind of replaced that brotherhood aspect of things, you know?
hmm
And it's definitely something that you might not think that you'll like be gone, but it's something that definitely goes away after a
Oh,
while,
yeah.
and it's crazy to think about when it does go away, kind of how you feel. And I don't know if you've felt any of that with baseball ever, or
Yes. Obviously at Derby, it sounds like you guys were even closer. But yeah, like playing baseball, I mean, you're with the same people, workouts, training. You're with the same people all the time,
hmm
and then all of a sudden, you're not with any of those guys anymore. You're
yeah,
completely by yourself.
yeah,
But I mean, yeah, like you said, going to the fraternity, you meet a bunch of new people, and you kind of start over again.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a cool experience, I guess, to kind of get to feel some of those, like realize that like you really got to take advantage of the stuff
Mhm.
you have
Yeah.
when it's there, Because
Mhm.
I remember all these older guys being like, it goes by just
So
like
quick,
that, then it's
yeah.
gone, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro, I got up and said that with the candle lighting,
Even when
and
you
that,
guys, like, even my sophomore year, when
yeah,
you guys were up there saying that stuff,
yeah,
like, oh, this is gonna go so fast. I'm sitting there thinking, like, what is he talking
Yeah.
about? Like, bro, this is the longest thing ever. I'm ready to get out of high school, and now that like I graduate in 3 months or whatever it is,
yeah,
like, and I'm about to go to college in 5. It's like, yo, like
yeah,
they were right. This goes by in a blur, and you really gotta
yeah,
like respect it and like just embrace
yeah,
the brotherhood because
Yeah.
like that could be gone. Like
yeah.
you said, I even feel that now that I'm not a Derby Panther anymore.
hmm
Like right after the football season, we all left Clark.
yeah,
Might want to cut that,
yeah,
but we left the group chat, the football
Yeah.
group chat, and uh, like it's just like you. Every day you're texting in that group chat or something. Somebody's sending some dumb thing in that group chat, and
Yeah.
you're all just like flaming him about it. That's not there anymore.
exactly.
Now it's just like you and like it's just different. It's
Exactly.
different not being in like on a team.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. Like kind of like a little bit more in depth on the candle lighting. It's kind of that opportunity for all the seniors to stand like get up if they want to and kind of give some words of advice, kind of like a thank you for everything or
Yeah.
like a kind of like we talked about like a take it in while it's here, and
Mhm.
like let's go get the win, whatever it
Yeah.
is, And it's one of those traditions that is very like dude, I dreaded it all season. I dreaded it all
I
season.
know I did too, bro.
And then I'm sitting there just like I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna go in there and cry about none of this. And then we get out and it's like
Crying.
I'm crying,
Crying.
dude, because it's like this is really over.
Exactly. Like
And then we had the letters that we wrote at the retreat
yeah, it's
that
pops.
we wrote them to our dad or whoever is like your father figure, that strong figure in
Yeah.
your life,
Yeah.
And so then you wrote them your freshman year,
Mhm.
or is it sophomore year?
It's your like going into sophomore.
Going
year.
in sophomore year, yeah. And so then you each exchange the letters and read them, and
Yeah.
like that hit, dude.
Yeah.
Like it hit so much harder than I thought it would, and like that was bad. Like I'm
Yeah.
bawling my eyes out down on the football field,
With
like
your pops. Like,
yes, like
it's-
that was rough,
See, that's something I missed because I don't know. Did Derby baseball have anything like that?
no.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with all my injuries and stuff. I didn't get to play football,
Yeah,
so baseball we never had anything like that. You're not really.
and
I mean, you're close with everybody, but like not to that extent.
and I feel like it's a thing that like you got to take in within a coach,
Yeah.
somebody that wants to go and pursue coaching, like maybe like Peyton Newell if he's listening to this episode,
Yeah.
like take in some of those little things, to like build the bond between everybody,
Yeah.
and like because like I seriously do think that it makes it more memorable, and on top of that, it's like when it's done, it makes you realize that like all that you put into it, like seriously, you gain something out of it.
Yeah,
Exactly, like-
definitely. Yeah.
Even though I didn't win a state championship,
Mhm.
I have like brothers for life.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like I know even if I don't talk to them for a couple months, if I needed something, I could hit one of them up and they'll be there for me. Like
Mhm.
still
Yeah.
to this day,
Yeah.
and like I guarantee they will be. So it's just really like a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
It's just being on like a collective team,
For
and then
sure.
that candle lighting thing is the most emotional I think I've ever been.
Yeah.
Like I did not think I was gonna go up there and cry, but second I went up there, second the
Yeah.
words started coming out of my mouth, tears started falling. I was just like,
No, yeah. Anyways, though, so I guess keep going. Kind of one more thing I want to touch on Derby is you did you play much of Derby junior football or?
I played 1 year,
Yeah.
6th grade when I moved here.
Mhm.
It was very fun. Like
Yeah.
and it's crazy because our offense
Mhm.
runs the same plays
Yeah,
that the
exactly.
6th graders run.
Mhm.
Like, yes, the offense is more advanced in high school, but the base plays, the run plays, same terminology. So if you grow up in the Derby system, you're literally hearing the same terminology from K through 12. Like,
Yeah.
you are, like, you know this. Like, if you're an offensive player, at least, you know that playbook by the,
Yeah.
like, Easton, he played quarterback his whole
Yeah.
life until he got to sophomore year.
Uh-huh.
And then he had to play a little bit junior year. He had to play a little bit quarterback. Dude fell right back into the playbook like that because it's just so muscle memory.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's dope for
Yeah.
junior football. Like,
Yeah. I think it's something that, like, that right there is something that I feel like is a major benefit on playing for like some of those school leagues and whatnot, which is kind of what we talked about Mark about, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, especially once you hit 6th grade, you start losing a lot of kids from Wichita City League, you know,
Yeah.
which doesn't exist anymore. But
Right.
you start
It
losing.
doesn't?
No, yeah, they got rid of it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was what I heard about
Was it
about
this
a week
year?
ago. I think so, yeah. So basically what it is now is if you play for a Wichita team,
Uh-huh.
you got to travel and play tournaments basically. There's no like interleague
City
thing.
game.
Yeah, city league thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I need to fact check that though, like
Yeah.
kind of like find the details on
Yeah.
it. But yeah, no. So kind of one of the benefits I feel like playing for the school, especially from a young age or even 6th grade on, you know, is like you get into the system that you're gonna be playing, and
Yep.
you know, which I feel like is pretty cool, you know, because like back in the Bears, dude, we ran everything from flex bone to spread, you know, like
Yeah.
it was everything and everything in between, you know, which is cool. You know, you
Yeah.
got a lot of experience with it,
Yeah.
and then defense was same type of thing, you know, which I don't know how our little 6th grade minds were able to run a 4-3 to a 3-4 to a 4-2. Like I don't know how we did it,
Yeah,
but
no, you guys are playing these city league teams, and the coaches have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
Because you guys
I
are
know.
doing like high school plays.
Yeah. Dude, I remember at one point it turned into we were playing against the Bulldogs, and
Yeah.
what they would do is when we'd snap the ball, they would just jump on it, so we couldn't snap it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just stuff like that,
Damn.
you know. And then the Tigers or Gators, I don't remember which one they were at the time, they would come up to the line and they would just jump,
Yeah.
like not cross the line, but just to
Yeah.
get our guys to
Yeah.
jump and stuff. So just like coming up with little things like that, you know, that
Yeah.
little younger guys don't know much about. But yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of next, I want to talk about, I know I said last thing with Derby, but with you being a multi-sport athlete, you did football and baseball both,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So kind of how was that for playing both sports, you know?
You know, I wish I never got hurt
Yeah.
sophomore year, because when I got hurt in football my sophomore year, I had to get 2 surgeries, and I wasn't able to play
Yeah.
my sophomore year of baseball.
Yeah.
But like I was a freshman, and I was the only freshman on the varsity team, and that really like motivated me, because like I used to love baseball. Like baseball was my like bread and butter. Like
Yeah.
that's what I've been playing since I was young.
Mhm.
And get into high school, and I was learning just like I was learning from the football kids. Like I was learning how to be a high school baseball player.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then for me to get hurt my sophomore year and not be able to play, it really took me out of the game of baseball.
Yeah.
Like it really
Yeah.
did. Like baseball is one of those sports that like if you take a year off of
Yes.
baseball,
Yeah, you're not.
you can't come back and be the
Yes.
same player. I used to hit 500. Like I used to be able to hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I come back my junior year, boy, I don't think I got a hit for 17 at bats.
Yeah.
Like my first 17 at bats, it was something crazy like that. I just couldn't get a hit. I couldn't get on base.
Baseball is such a technical sport. Like football, I think football is more of, knowing plays, knowing where you need to be. And I can't speak on it because I wasn't super big into football, but
Yeah.
baseball is like your mechanics and everything.
Yeah.
You have to be perfect or you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Like
Because it's like
80% of the time.
you can put like natural freaking stud athletes out there,
Mhm.
right? Like that can go and compete
Yeah.
at football, like just because they're athletic.
Yeah.
You can't necessarily always do that.
No,
with
you
baseball.
can't do that with
You know.
baseball.
I'm gonna say this right now, Desan.
Yes.
Yo, he was talking that mess, and I was like, bet, let's go see you swing a bat.
Yeah.
Yo, I put the bat in his hands. He didn't know what to do with it. Like he looked dumb. Like
Yeah.
so. It's like you could be 4-star tight end, 6'6", big dude.
Yeah.
Get that baseball bat in his hand, and a 5'7" kid that's 125 pounds
Yeah.
is gonna be better at
Yeah.
baseball than him. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's the thing I think is dope about baseball is size really doesn't
Yeah,
matter
no.
in baseball. Like Jose Altuve,
Yeah.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Look at that difference right there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
those are two completely different people playing the same sport at a high level. I
Yeah.
think that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with football and like basketball, if you're not 6'3" in basketball, good luck going to the
Yeah.
league. Like good luck. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's possible,
Yeah.
but like good luck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
you for sure. I think that so kind of like with you talking about your injury. My sophomore year, I played. Freshman year, we lost it for COVID.
Uh-huh.
Sophomore year, I played JV at Derby, and that year was insane. We had 5 senior outfielders. That 4 of those 5 went to play college ball.
Yeah.
So it was like I knew I wasn't going to be playing
Yeah.
up there at all. But then that season, I had broke my finger in my junior year of football. Had to get my finger rebuilt.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't ready to go back for baseball yet my
Yeah.
junior year. So then I go in the off season. I start swinging after that. See if I can go back my final year, dude. It was just like even just BP.
It's not even worth it. Like, I can't hit off the machine.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
yo, it's just like I'm telling you, that was the worst mental I've
Yeah.
ever been in sports. Was
Yeah.
the beginning of the year last year for baseball.
Yeah.
Because I was really like, I'm so used to being one of the best players on the field.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now I feel like a liability.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're on the baseball field, you're standing there, you're in the outfield, you see the kid against, like the team you're going against, you see the kid come in the box, you see that first swing, and you're like, oh, this kid is trash.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like everybody was telling me, like, oh, this kid is trash.
Yeah.
So it's like that is really hard. Baseball is the most mental sport
Yes,
ever. Like,
yes.
you fail more than you succeed. You
Yes,
fail
yeah.
3 or 7 times out of 10, you're the best player in the
Oh,
MLB.
yeah.
Yeah.
You hitting 300,
Yeah.
you're the best player in
Yeah.
the MLB.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's one of those sports where failure is just expected almost.
Yeah. It is.
And with baseball too, like, I mean, it's not like football where when you get injured, you know, you work out, you get back to it and everything. With baseball, you're starting back from zero.
Exactly.
You got to relearn everything.
Like, for pitchers, your throwing motion, like, you get Tommy John, you get
Yeah.
something with your shoulder messed up, you can come back, you
Yeah.
might not be able to throw how you used to
Yeah.
throw. Like, that is just
Yeah.
sucks. Like,
Yeah.
for real. Like, that
Yeah.
is horrible.
And also, I don't know if you're getting ready to say something, but I'd like to talk about your injuries and coming back from those real quick, if you want to.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So how many injuries have you had?
Two really
two
bad
major.
ones. Two really
Yeah.
bad ones.
What were those injuries and what surgeries did you have?
So my sophomore year, it was my Lis Frank, and I broke a couple bones in my foot. Which is
What is that, Lis Frank?
So yeah, so it's the ligament that holds the whole base of your foot up.
Oh,
You know what, Chet Holmgren? You know the center for the Thunder,
Mhm.
really tall dude.
Yeah.
So this injury really only happens to tall people with big feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, it's where like my foot was like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kid fell on the back of it and it completely crushed my foot.
Mm.
And that procedure requires 2 surgeries.
Yeah.
So I had to get a surgery and I was on crutches for 4 months.
Dang.
Like that,
Yeah.
crutches for 4 months. It was from like October, the middle of October till the middle of January. I was
Yeah.
on crutches. And then I had to walk in a walking boot for 3 more months.
Mm.
Then I had to get another surgery.
Yeah.
So all on that
Sucks.
foot, and like that really like mentally like hurt me a lot, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing all my friends do
Yeah.
off-season workouts. I just wanted to warm up
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
0 hour. I wanted to be able to do high knees and stuff. I couldn't. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was the hardest thing ever. But once I was able to do that again, like after I went really hard, super hard.
Oh yeah.
But then it put a thing in me where I was like, I don't care what happens to my body. Like this already happened to me, so nothing else bad can happen.
Yeah.
Ended up playing my whole junior year fully healthy.
Mm.
Had a great year. And then baseball season coming around, at the end of baseball season, I hit an oppo ball to the wall. I'm rounding second base for a triple, and I planted on the base,
Mm.
and I just feel a pop in my knee. Like
Mm.
just a pop. And like I went to third, got to third, whatever, didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, my knee hurts now.
Yeah.
But like I'm just thinking like, I hyperextended it,
Mhm.
whatever. So then I go to 7-on-7s right after baseball season.
Oh.
We go to Bixby. And we're playing at Bixby, and I jump up. This is this summer. And I jump, and it pops again.
Mm.
So I go get it looked at, and it's my MCL's partially torn, my patella's partially
Oh.
torn. I have all this inflammatory in my thing.
Yeah.
They told me, they're like, if we do something on it, like you won't be able to play your senior year.
Yeah.
So I said, yo,
Yeah.
leave it. So I played my whole senior year with this injury in my knee, which I'm actually still rehabbing.
Yeah.
But I just had it braced up, and I went to Brenda, my PT, the whole year. I was there every day getting just dumb treatments on it. Like I was barely in school, just getting treatments just so I could.
Yeah.
So injuries, like, and I'm still dealing with it. I still can't run for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like that is just it sucks. But honestly, it's like I'm going through all this. There has to be something. Like
Yeah.
God wouldn't do this to me
Mhm.
if there isn't something better on the outcome. So
Yeah.
I really just trying to grind for this and like get through these injuries, because injuries make you stronger. To me,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna come back and hopefully my knee is stronger
Yeah.
than this knee, and I can just
Yeah.
ball out.
And I think all three of us can speak for this because we've all had a bunch of injuries, and I really think that getting injured makes you work even harder because like not only do you have to work as hard as all the people you're going against, you got to work twice as hard because you're starting from zero again,
Yeah.
and they're already healthy, doing whatever they're doing, and yeah, so you got to work twice as hard. But the problem with that is you can overwork yourself and cause even more injuries.
And that's exactly
Yeah.
what my PT thinks happened with my foot. is
Yes,
because
yeah,
I was on this leg for 4 months on crutches.
yeah,
And then the whole time I was in my walking boot, I was like overworking this side of my leg. And she really thinks that's what truly affected my knee, because
yes, yeah,
I was so overcompensated
Yeah.
on one side.
Mhm.
But like you said, like it put a work ethic in me like no other, because I have to
Yeah.
catch up.
yeah.
But I still have to do. Everybody else is still working, so
Yep.
it's like you got to catch up on
And do
some.
more. Yeah,
So it's like there's been late nights where I went to Panther Stadium, asked a coach to just turn the lights on for me so I could
Yep.
go get some field work in,
yeah,
just because like I know I need it, and that's what I'm doing, what it takes to get back, because injuries are mentally the worst thing
Oh,
ever. Like I've never went to do nothing harder than injuries.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think it, it's it. I think the hardest part that I hear about a lot is like the mental setback of it, you know. And so it sounds like you're in a good mental space with it right now, but
Yeah.
it's like it is hard to get to that point for sure.
There's been multiple nights where I'm crying on
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
floor, like,
Yeah.
yo, like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why did this happen?
Yeah.
Like, still to this day, like, it pisses me off when I like me and E will go lift at the gym,
Mhm.
and then he's like, oh, all the little homies told us like, hey, let's go to the field, let's go get some work in. I can't
Yeah.
do anything. Like I can't run, I can't do none of that. So it's like I just gotta really trust the process and just
Yeah.
get through it. But that like sucks, because
Yeah.
it's like you almost feel left out
Mhm.
in a sense.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's it sounds like you're going through something very similar LJ is with his arm injury right now. You know, he's very
Yeah.
limited on a lot of
Yeah.
stuff too.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, like in high school, like for me, I mean, because I got hurt 8th grade year, I got hurt freshman year, I got hurt sophomore year, and I got hurt junior year, and you don't have time to hang out with friends and stuff. It's strictly baseball and working out and rehabbing, and so my entire high school like career was baseball and working out. Like you
Yeah.
didn't get to do anything else.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
real.
yeah. So, I got like one more thing I want to talk about kind of with football that might lead to a little bit of a conflicting subject, you know. So
Okay.
I saw that you went to the All-American camp where you won the
Oh.
#1 linebacker
Yep.
or
yep.
the best linebacker award, whatever
Yep.
it was. So to start out, kind of what all did that camp consist of, and how was it winning that award?
Okay, so this camp was actually like I went to a camp. I've been, you know how these football camps are.
Yeah.
So the UR Athlete All American camp is like there's not college coaches there, but there's media.
Oh,
Mm.
So there's like 247 Sports, like they're gonna get your name out there. Like Max went to it,
yeah. I
and
saw
like
that.
since he already had offers,
Mhm.
he got promoted a lot more.
I saw
because-
that.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
So who all from Derby went? You, Max.
Me,
I saw
Max,
Houston. was there?
Houston went this year.
Yeah.
I don't know who all went there this year, but I know when I went there, it was me, Isaac, and Max.
Gotcha.
And I went there, and like the linebacker coach that was like, we literally, you went there, you warmed up, and then you went to like indie drills.
Mhm.
So it was like indie.
Mhm.
I'm good with indie because
Yeah.
I've been in indie. Our linebacker coach was actually back when Nebraska was cold.
Yeah.
He was a linebacker in Nebraska. He was a black shirt, like cold, right?
Mhm.
And I'm one of the smallest linebackers in there because like I'm playing safety. There's kids 6'3", 6'4", like big kids. There's big kids in my group. But I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna cut them all.
Mhm.
Every single
Yeah.
drill, I'm going first.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care. And they're not gonna say nothing to me. If they do, we gonna have a problem. Like that's
Yeah.
literally how I went into it. Because I was like, these kids are bigger than me.
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing though. Went in there and I just was a dog that whole camp.
Yeah.
I don't think I had one ball caught on me. I was talking shit. I was being that like football player. Like I just felt like that guy. And at the end, they named off the 5 best linebackers.
Mhm.
My name wasn't called. So I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Like I low-key got mad. Like I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Uh-huh.
But then at the end, they were like, all right, now for our MVP, defense MVP, Gavin Pfannenstiel. I was like, oh, like, yo, like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And I actually got invited to go down to Houston for
Uh-huh.
an All-American camp down there. So I did that. That was very fun. Like, but just being around that talent and stuff. But then that proved to myself because some of those linebackers, one of them's at Emporia State right now. There's a couple that went to smaller D1s.
Mhm.
I'm like, I beat those kids out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they seen me beat these kids out. They are bigger than me, but like that means I'm gonna go to JUCO and show these college coaches what I can do at a college level.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna see where I'm gonna end up at. Like,
Yeah.
so it really actually instilled a lot of confidence in me, where it's like, all right, I can beat these kids out. Like,
Uh-huh.
let's get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so kind of tying in with that,
Mhm.
the conflicting conversation I want to have is, do you feel like football camps are a scam? Because from my recruitment wise, I feel like I went to some that were worth it for sure.
Yep.
And I think that there's a route about going it. Like
Mhm.
you can't go and have no communication with coaches prior to it.
Exactly.
But I think that they do use it in some aspects as a scam. If you don't want it to be a scam, you got to do your own.
Yeah.
You're like, you got to do your own research on the side, you know. But
Exactly.
what do you
And,
feel
well,
like?
first off, I'm gonna say firsthand,
Yeah.
I've talked to college coaches for baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and college coaches will tell you they'll see because like these camps, they'll put like cookie cutter like templates in, and
Mhm.
like the emails they say the same thing,
Yeah.
and a lot of the college coaches I've talked to, they're always like, I just ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how it is for football, but for baseball, yeah, I mean they're kind of a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I feel like you got to find the right ones.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I knew going into this UR athlete camp, there wasn't going to be schools there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get my name out there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But like there is like I did go to one camp. I forgot what it was even called. But they said they was gonna have like 70 some colleges there. Yo, I went there, barely got a rep.
Yeah.
There's 500 kids on this
Yeah.
field. Like,
Trying to bring in that money.
come on, like
Yeah.
it was just after that one, and then like I'd say for like schools, like the school camps, like big schools, like
Mm-hmm.
don't go to those camps unless, like you said, you've had contact with the coaches.
Yeah.
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 If you haven't had contact with the coaches, they don't know who you are. You're
Mhm.
gonna go there and just be a number.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
unless you really can just show
Mhm.
out. But even when you do show out, sometimes nothing's gonna happen at these big school camps.
For sure.
So it's like I know a kid that went to a K-State camp,
Mhm.
didn't even run. He just had to show up, got an offer. So it's like there's kids that are going there and
Yeah.
just getting offers like that, just there.
Mhm.
But then there's kids that are actually in there grinding,
Yeah.
not getting anything. So it's like
I think it's good to an extent, but don't rely on
exactly.
them.
No,
Yeah.
definitely don't rely on camps because
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
I think
yeah.
there's some good experience to be had through them. But so like from my firsthand experience, you know, I went to a camp at Ottawa
Okay.
and I was in connection with a few NAIA coaches and like JUCO coaches at the time. All those, you know, after I went to that, improved my contacts. You know, I caught up with them after the game and whatnot.
Yeah.
But so I feel like that was beneficial, you know. But then, no disrespect, actually, we'll bleep this out. I went to and that shit was a scam.
Hey, I went there too, bro. Me and Terrell King, he's going to Hutch. He's from Hutch.
Mhm.
Me and him showed up there, and we were like, "Oh hell no!" Like
Yeah.
that was the biggest money grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can cut this out, but that was the biggest money grab I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Let's just bleep the name.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
bleep
I'll
the
just
name.
bleep the
Yeah.
name.
yeah.
Was it just, did they have like just a ton of people there?
It's like when you got tons of people and you're using the owner. We'll bleep this too. The owner, he played at K-State, and so
Mhm.
I think did
KU.
he play-
I think he
played
played at KU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he uses that where he played from to pretend that he has all these connections, or
Uh-huh.
like he'll pay to get get players off K-State out to him.
Mm.
And
he played for KU when KU was trash.
Yeah.
like 0-12 KU.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
And so he
just
kind of
acts.
just tries to use his description
Yeah.
to make it feel like whenever I showed up, and it's like, I think the camp I went to, they had all these rumors like this person might be there. I
Yeah.
pull up and schools over there. I mean, it's cool if you're in contact with these
Yeah.
schools, but it was like Ottawa, I think Coffeyville was there, and
Yeah.
then like the one in Newton. Is that Bethel?
Yeah.
Bethel.
Yeah, Bethel was there.
Yeah, it's just when I went up there, there was a lot, like probably every single JUCO was there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you don't have, like you said, like if you don't have contact with these
Yeah.
coaches, they're not gonna come up and talk to you. They're
Yeah.
not like you really like have to know the coaches. And then like say like you're in contact with this one coach and you know he's finna be at this camp, let him know, let that coach know like, hey, I'm finna be at this camp.
Yeah.
If he says what up, yeah, then bet like
Yeah.
roll with
Mhm.
that. But there's some kids that just think like, hey, I'm gonna show up, not
Yeah.
talk to anybody, and just like work.
Yeah.
This is not gonna work like that.
And I think the the pretending like you have contacts and trying to make a bunch of money off these things. I think where did you say you're from?
Denver.
So you're from Denver?
Yeah.
I really think I don't think it's everywhere, but I'm like 90% sure here in Kansas there's a lot of that. Like a lot of these little league baseball organizations, a lot of them are super expensive. They'll tell you if you play for our organization, you're going D1, but only like one kid out of like 5 teams
And
ever
D1's
goes
not,
D1.
D1's not common in baseball either. It's even
No.
less common than
Yeah,
football,
no.
especially in Kansas.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is like these people say they have connections. I'm like, if you're a coach in Kansas, like,
Yeah, because
do you really have connections?
like, let's think of it. Our class, you had Tyner Horn
Mm-hmm.
and you had Mitchell who went JUCO and now
Yeah.
he's going D1.
Yeah, no, he's
And
going.
it's like outside of that, was there really any guys out of Wichita that went D1?
Yeah, a few like that were that are older than us, but like
Yeah, but yeah, I'm saying like
yeah,
our age,
our
for,
age,
like, our class.
yeah, no, there were like 4 or 5 maybe.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Do you in Denver was it like that or
I think it's like that everywhere.
Really?
Like, because I mean, there was definitely those academies. Like you can bleep this out too. Like
I was
here,
gonna say
when I first moved here, I actually had like when I was playing in middle school and stuff, like I had interest from colleges already, like
yeah.
back in 8th grade and stuff. Like I was talking to some schools.
Mhm.
But like really like them dudes, they wanted me bad and
Yeah.
they just kept telling me
it's almost like a sales job.
no,
Oh, it is,
they kept on
yeah.
telling my dad like, oh, we have all these kids that went Division 1, blah 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 blah. But like if you really look into it, those kids didn't go D1. They went JUCO,
Mhm.
then D1.
Yeah.
But they're trying to claim that these kids went straight from their program to
Yeah.
D1.
It's like they're telling part of the truth.
Exactly. It's like, no, your kid went to Cali and went and balled out at Cali, and now he's D1.
Yeah.
It's
And-
not like
And the price to play at the the price to play is insane. And the reason for that is that what the coaches make.
Mhm.
I mean, that's like a job.
Yeah,
Like you don't even. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's enough to like live like comfortably.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you'll be making 6 figures if you coach and have another job.
Yeah,
Yeah. As a coach.
yeah, that whole organization's kind of
Yeah.
shaky.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I think there's a lot of places that are like that, especially when you get up in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no,
Kansas City's
yes.
bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess I got one more kind of thing I want to touch on a little bit. Kind of what we've been ending every podcast on is kind of like a story time type of
Mhm.
thing.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
have any
Story
crazy
time.
stories, football, non-football related?
Just like any life stories that you can share on here.
Yeah, that could be.
I'm gonna say a football one for sure.
Uh-huh.
This is one of my most vivid memories ever. It was my sophomore year. It was your senior year.
Uh-huh.
It was after a meeting, or it might have been after a game. We all went back to the parking lot at the school, and you know Bug's truck.
Yeah.
So this dude on our team, he had a truck, and you can't like you could open the door and like turn the ignition, and it's gonna turn on.
Oh my God, I forgot about this.
And he was with his girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
and like I'm on crutches at this time, so I hop in the bed of the truck, and then I think you were back there too with me, or Tuna was.
Yeah, it was tuna. I saw it all happening.
Yeah,
and I
so-
was like,
Tuna was in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And then, we hear these people hopping in the truck and they turn it on. And then we start driving around this parking lot, and then they tried to put the damn truck on the practice field. But to get to our practice field, it's like a big ass hill.
Oh,
So we were like, no, let's not do this. But then we pulled it all the way to the tennis courts.
Yeah.
And we left this dude's car in the tennis court area. And like that just was like such a fun thing to do. Like,
and then I remember
that's
getting
hilarious.
like he's freaking out
Oh,
about
yeah, no.
where's
he came back and
Yes.
was weaking. Like,
out.
yes.
Where the fuck's my truck?
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, it was for sure. But
Yeah.
like,
Because then I just remember being like, ain't no way that just happened.
I forgot who stole the like. I forgot who actually drove the truck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But like, oh my god, that was super fun. That was definitely a fun time for sure.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's cool. Well, I think right there, if you feel like it's a good point to end it, what time are we at?
1 minute, 1 hour, 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
If
I got
there's
work
anything
in
else.
I got work in 10 minutes
Oh,
or
okay.
15 minutes.
All
So,
That's fine.
but yeah, no. Thanks for giving us some time today. I'm glad. I know I've been talking to you from the start about getting
Yep.
on here, so
Yep.
I'm glad we got to. And
Yes, sir.
anytime you ever want to hop back on,
Yep.
invite's always open.
Bet.
Especially I'd love to hear once you get up there and start experiencing some of the stuff of football.
yeah,
Kind of that JUCO lifestyle for football, because we
Yeah.
haven't got to hear a whole lot about that yet.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha, bro. I'll definitely come back to this
for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Thank you for some of your time today. And,
Yep.
I wish you luck with everything football in the future, and hopefully the recovery keeps going well.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
Yep.